Yep. Okay, now we've started. Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to our PBL Mooc session. This is the first online Google Hangout that we have. I am Mariam Asuda from Maastricht University, Faculty of Health, Medicine and Life Sciences. I'm in the Department of Education, Development and Research. My main focus is on instructional design and e-learning, educational technology more broadly. I'm here with two other colleagues, Danielle and Liane, who will also introduce themselves in a minute. This is the second time we're running this Mooc, and the first time we had really good results with a number of people who had participated, and also the result of the people's learning and the discussions that they had online. Before I go more deeply into explaining the Mooc, I'd like to give the floor to our two colleagues, maybe Danielle starting first.
I can. My name's Danielle Verstegen. I was also involved in the first Mooc, which is a project that we led with a university-wide team. I've worked at Maastricht University for about 9 years now, so I have experience with the face-to-face problem-based learning that we do here, which is often 2 meetings a week where students discuss a problem in the presence of a tutor, and then in between they go home with their own learning questions, study materials that have been given to them or that they search themselves, and then they come back to discuss what they found. And I think in a later Hangout, we'll come back to what we mean by discussion. I have a background in cognitive science and instructional science, and I'm really, really excited to start this Mooc again. Leah?
Yeah, well, welcome, good morning. My name is Lianne Loosveld, and as Danielle and Miriam, I'm working for the Department of Educational Research and Development. And I have also experienced problem-based learning from a student point of view, because I did both my bachelor's and my master's studies here. And I'm now working for the Faculty of Health, Medicine and Life Sciences, also been involved in the previous round of this particular Mooc. And I'm now really looking forward to do this again.
Back to you, Mariam.
Okay, yep. There's a few things that I want to explain about the Mooc. Firstly, there is a profile page that I'd like you to please fill out. It has many advantages if you do that. One would be you will be able to see people who have similarities with you, who then you can find team members through that way much easier. And there is also a pin on the map that you can put, and that will show the others where you are in the world, and also it will help us find you easier. There is a team charter, and I'd like one of you to please explain the team charter a bit more for the participants, please. Whoever can do that now, please.
I will pick up on that. As Mariam said, one of the first tasks in Mooc is to make sure that you get into a team, and together with your team, you work on a team charter. And the team charter is a document in which you can make agreements on how you want to communicate and collaborate. So some of that is agreements on how you want to divide roles. And the roles could be fixed during the Mooc, or you could rotate them just as your team wishes. Another part of your team charter is also which tools you would like to communicate, and you have about a week also to work on these agreements and to try out different ways of collaborating and communicating and different tools. That's enough, I think, for the moment.
Okay, thank you, Danielle. I also want to say something about the group chat that we have on the side here. If you would like to write something, or if you have a question, there is a chat. Well, there is a little chat sign on the left-hand corner at the top that you can click on. Then a chat box opens, and we are constantly looking at that chat box. If you have any questions and you want to ask through the live online sessions that we are having, we will be reading these questions that you will be putting here, and we will try to answer them. There's more about the groups that I wanted to explain. We are expecting that you choose your group members and you get into the groups yourselves in this Mooc, in this PBL Mooc. But if we see, because this is a massive online course and we are expecting people to fall out at some point, well, I hope you guys continue to the end, but if that happens and you see people are not as active in your group, we will try to readjust you in different groups, but you can also do that yourself. Something we wanted to also explain about the PBL, problem-based learning, that I think people at Maastricht University have mastered that very well, but people around the world may not know exactly how it works, because we do have a lot of face-to-face classes on PBL here. Now it goes online. You may not be familiar with PBL or with how it is done online, which then I'd like to ask one of the other group members here to explain a little bit about that. Please.
Thank you, Mariam. I think Liana has told you a bit about PBL face-to-face, where usually groups of students meet and there's a facilitator present who can make sure that the discussion is of the depth that we would expect. The idea of problem-based learning is that problem cases are the start for learning, and these problems are not there to be necessarily solved. They are there to make the group curious and to make the group discuss what they already know and what they don't know yet. And from that, learning questions arise. In this Mooc, we try to mimic the process of problem-based learning, but it's a little bit different because the groups in this Mooc do not have a facilitator. And that's a consequence of the fact that this is a Mooc, that this is a massive open online course. It's free for everyone to participate, but we don't have the level of staff members to make sure that all the groups could have an individual tutor. So we do expect a little bit more independence of the groups and the group members in this Mooc. Is that the most important bit, Mariam?
Yes, thank you very much. You have explained that very well. Apart from that, and since nobody has asked questions and we are just launching the Mooc today, I think I've said enough about the introduction, unless you want to add something.
Yeah, oh gee, maybe a small thing. As Danielle just mentioned, in this Mooc, the teams that we have do not have facilitators. But for research purposes, we decided to offer 3 teams that do have a facilitator. And we've called these teams Tutor Team 1, Tutor Team 2, and 3. You can also find these in the description text of week 1. So if you're interested in joining one of the tutor teams, you can click on those teams and see whether there's still room to join, because we are planning on having about 15 participants in each team, and that's what we would advise you to have between 10 and 15 people in one group. You can have more participants in one team, but no more than 30 though, although we do think that that's quite a high amount of people. So we would suggest 10 to 15 people in one team.
Yeah, we know from research that 6 to 8 people is about the best number to have in a PBL team. And the reason we advise to start with a slightly higher number is that we have seen in the previous Mooc also that some people drop out, so that if you start out with a slightly larger team, you might end up with a well-sized team in the end. I think I was going to add one more thing. For some of you, working online might be new. For most of you, the NovoEd environment might be new. So on the first page of week 1, we have included a small video that shows you how to navigate around the Mooc and where to find stuff. So that might be a good place to start, apart from the welcome message. Thanks, Mariam.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone, Danielle and Leon, and the others watching this video. If you ever have any questions, we will be checking the Mooc regularly, and we will be happy to see you in our online sessions to reply to your questions. I think that's all for today. Thank you very much for being with us.